I want to show you the principles of hitting the shot out of rough, because so many times I've had players say, I'm pretty good around the green, but I really struggle out of the rough. If that's the case, they're probably not doing the correct technique, because if they were doing the hinge and hold method, they would find that that method, along with the lob shot principles, will get the ball out of the rough just fine. We're here in thick rough. The club will get buried up by the grass. You can see the ball is sitting down. Now, we cannot rely on spin to get the ball stopped, because we have so much grass between the club and the ball. The only thing we can use is trajectory. So what we want to do is very similar to the lob shot using the hinge and hold technique. We're going to hinge and hold throughout this shot, but we're going to come in heavy just like a lob shot, and when the ball is sitting down in the rough, we're assessing our lie and we're putting our weight forward. We're driving the club in behind the ball and letting the ball just pop up high and land ever so soft. When we have the ball sitting higher up, that's when we'll level out our weight. So very similar to the lob shot, we open up the face, our weight is forward, and we just plop down right behind the ball, and we get it to pop up ever so softly and release down to the hole. Now obviously it won't be as good as a shot from the fairway, but we can use trajectory to get the ball stopped. Using those same principles, if the ball somehow sits up in the rough like this, we cannot use that method of driving the club into the ground. We'll go right underneath it. So again, using the same type of flop shot, lob shot principles, we level out our weight so that the bottom of the arc is shallow around the ball. We open up the face slightly, but we don't lay it flat like we did for the previous shot where the ball's sitting down. So we open it up, but just not as much, and then we just use the same swing. And I'm able to get the ball up high and soft and control it somewhat. So not always when we're in the rough are we trying to get the ball to land softly. A lot of times we can be in the rough and the pin can be in back and we need the ball to release. So when we do that, we still are not going to be able to catch the ball solidly. We have grass in between the club and the ball. So what we do here is the same technique of falling in behind the ball, letting the club just fall right in behind the ball, but we scoot the ball back in our stance and square up the club face. This is going to give it less loft and force the ball out lower out of the rough and with more release. You can see the ball is further back in my stance, letting the club come into the ground behind the ball. We're not trying to catch the ball first. There's too much grass there. So we're playing like a little mini flop shot, even though the face is square, and we're trying to get it to release. You can see the ball is further back in my stance, and I just drive the club behind the ball, and I let the ball pop up and release. It'll help us get to the back pins or in.